Let's play some music. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, we're live. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Corner to Corner Wrestling Radio, C2C radioshow.com. We're live and on the air. You can also catch up with us through Spreaker.com/corner2corner. I'm Stan Grubb. My tag team partner, Brian Taylor. What's up, buddy?
What are you doing?
Just killing time, watching Raw, watching really just nothing that makes sense. Watching the Vince show. That's what we should just call it from now on. It's not Raw, it's just the Vince show.
The Vince show.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes apparently got his arm broken by Brock Lesnar backstage.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, great storyline. Good job. So we're going to get this bullshit stretched out for another 6 months.
Yeah. Well, no, I think you'll probably get, Cody Rhodes beats Brock Lesnar, one-handed.
One arm behind my back.
On my back, yeah.
Jesus. That's great. Kudos to Brock for putting people over and all. Don't get me wrong, but jeez. I'll fight you with one arm behind my back.
Yeah.
Put him up.
And then Brock will do it because, Cody Rhodes' arm is broke, and it'll be behind his back, and yeah, I can see this getting set up already.
They're going to try to do that roll-up again, where Cody gets the sneak pin, only this time, with one arm behind his back, they're hoping to get a pop. I mean, obviously, in Jeddah, anything can happen. Like, they always go kind of weird as far as the crowd reactions. So it might work. It won't work in the States. I think the crowd would absolutely crap all over it if they did it again.
I don't know about that. I mean, I think there's a lot of things like that you can pull over on the crowd.
Yeah, even for a second time, though?
Yeah, they'll bite it.
I mean, with one arm, maybe, because that would actually, people would laugh at that, especially if it was fast.
I mean, listen, they'll bite on again, just like I said. They'll bite on Cody Rhodes fighting Brock Lesnar. One arm being broken, and Cody will win, and oh my Lord, they'll bite on it. Whereas again, talking Brock Lesnar, who just beat the tar out of everybody, but oh yeah, Cody will beat him one-handed, and they'll love it. Cody Rhodes is the greatest wrestler in the modern era.
He's the next John Cena. Blah, 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 blah. I did see him do something cool where he was at a house show and he stayed for 30 minutes after the show was done, signing autographs for everybody. And apparently the crowd was really, really big and they're pushing people up against the rail.
Who was this?
Cody.
Oh.
And a little kid got pushed up against the guardrail and was crying. So Cody backs everybody off, pulls the kid over the rail, talks to him, gives him a hug, makes sure he's all right, signed his autograph and everything, and put him back over there. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That's pretty nice of him.
Yeah. Maybe he is the guy now. Who knows?
Nah. He just, he's doing the indie thing, So kudos for him.
We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about this week. We got confirmations last week. Got some cool news about AEW Fight Forever. We got some unfortunate news in the way of some injuries. We saw some pretty good wrestling. I don't know if you watched Resurgence last night. That was pretty good. New Japan Strong Resurgence.
No, because I'm sure you did off my code. Oh.
I did not, because it's a pay-per-view kind of thing.
Oh.
And I wouldn't have felt right doing that to your account.
Well,
I think all I'd have to do is just click a couple buttons and it would do it. But I wasn't going to do
it. No, I don't have a credit card set up to. Well, yes, I guess I do. I'll be damned. I'll
Well,
buy no paper.
I would never do that without your okay. I can only see how that would end up. Hey, Stan,
Oh,
what the hell?
I know where you live.
Right. Where's my money? What money, man? What are you talking about? But no, it was actually a pretty decent show. Yeah, the unfortunate news coming out of it is twofold. We got one half of Aussie Open that is hurt. They had to relinquish the New Japan Strong and IWGP tag titles. And we've also got the news coming out of the New Japan Strong Women's Championship match, which they held like a mini tournament finals. So both Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale both wrestled twice last night. And they main evented in a matchup where really Mercedes was just getting chucked all over the ring. I mean, just bumping her ass off for Willow. Willow performed at a really top level. But it came about where Willow was positioned like she was seated on top of the top turnbuckle. And it looked like Mercedes was going for, I think, a superplex. And when she climbed up to try to position herself, she lost her footing and fell to the outside. So in an attempt to kind of make it look right as she's falling, because she knew that she was not going to be able to get back in, so she reaches up, and Willow sells it kind of like a top rope stun gun. So she falls back into the ring, Willow does, and Mercedes hits the ground, hits the floor. And the going word is right now that it may be a broken ankle.
Oh, that's no bueno.
No, not at all. It really sucks because she's got a hell of a lot of momentum behind this run right now. And, you know, she's not going to necessarily lose any. I think her comeback will be even bigger. But it was potentially going to be one of those matches that really sets a good measuring stick for women's wrestling outside of really anywhere else. Because it had the makings of it. She was selling her ass off. Willow was working hard. The pace was good. There was no real rest hold. The finish comes about where, of course, you've got the injury, but Mercedes continues to work and just kind of is on one leg. Well, Willow hits a doctor bomb in the middle of the ring, and the referee gets to 2.5 and hits to 3, right? Actually, his hand hits the mat for 3, but then he stops himself like right after and points to her shoulder and tries to make it like he saw her shoulder get up. So he knew that wasn't supposed to be what the finish was.
Right.
Willow, I guess, communicates with Mercedes and the referee, and a couple minutes later they do another doctor bomb, and this time it's 1, 2, 3, and it's done.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it won't take her long. You know, I don't know how bad the ankle is injured, but hopefully she can get back to doing what she's enjoyed now and wrestling overseas. And good for Willow, though. And unfortunately,
yeah, I mean it's hard to feel like too bad because you know that they got a strong champ. Plus, she's young enough to where this is a good moment for her, and she's earned it.
I like Willow. When she's in AEW.
Like, incredibly popular.
Oh yeah, because some people, they're on the TV. You don't really pay attention to them. But when Willow's on, I normally watch her. Very entertaining, very bubbly.
Will Ospreay had a nice little matchup with Tanahashi. This one was, it's good to see Will Ospreay back, for one. But what it really kind of signified to me was we're going to get Will Ospreay against Kenny Omega again. And I can't wait for that. That's going to be great.
Are we sure?
Well, he's got to get past Lance Archer. But I'm willing to bet that we're going to see Omega and Ospreay too. Or is it going to be 3?
I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts.
Dollars to donuts, yes. Wait, how many donuts? I got to be honest here. I like donuts. Do I want to risk the donuts?
Yeah, risk the donuts.
Let's see. Fred Rosser had a great match with Juice Robinson. Tony Storm got involved with that match. She hits a low blow. Rosser turns around and shows that he had a cup on. I guess that he was prepared. So he pulls the cup out, which is a big no-no because, of course, Juice Robinson, because he's distracted, hits the low blow.
Right.
So Tony Storm hit the strong zero pile driver on Rosser, which, by the way, Rosser sold like $1 million. And then Robinson hit, I'm not even sure what his finish is, but hit his finish, and that was it. All she wrote. And I kind of came into the event like about halfway through. I think Shane had texted us and said he was watching it, or he might have actually been there. Maybe he was there. Either way, well, that was how I learned the show was even on and started looking it up.
Yeah, so I normally don't get but so many New Japan pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't watch didn't watch over the weekend. My bad.
So since we're on the subject of New Japan and New Japan World and all that, I logged into it the other day, and I noticed that for Japan users, they have replays of Dynamite available.
Mm-hmm.
So I went scrolling back through and got as far back as I could go because I wanted to see just how many episodes they had. It only goes back, by the way, to about 2021. And I found a match between CM Punk and Pentagon Jr. And dude, that was really damn good. I loved it, and it reminded me of.
Were you able to watch?
Yeah. I have a VPN installed where I can change my location.
You dirty.
Well, it's free, so it's not exactly like illegal or anything.
Well, yeah. Until you cheat on video games with it.
I know nothing of what you speak, sir. How do you cheat on video games? Like online cheating?
Yeah.
So I can't do that.
Like Call of Duty, right? So with the VPN, I can, set it to say, I don't know, a country they're probably not going to be as well versed in Call of Duty as we are. And so I'll get lobbies to the point that they're like what you call a straight bot lobby. And I'll just go in and wreck them.
And that helps your ranking, right?
Well, so it's if I'm a YouTuber, right, or Twitter or whatever, I'm on social media, right, and I go into a lobby and drop 100 kills out of a possible 149 of them. Boy, don't I look like just the best player in the world, right?
Okay, yeah.
So then people are going to subscribe and, they're going to start following me and, they're going to be doing a lot of things. And ultimately, I'll be profiting from just straight wrecking people who I shouldn't even be playing in the first place. Now, when I say like wrecking people, getting in the bot lobbies, like these are the type of people that have never used controllers before. You know what I'm saying? Like they have no earthly clue what a controller is, and I'm just running around killing the whole lobby.
Meanwhile, you're doing the 360 no scope and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have no idea what that really means, by the way. I just see it a lot when it comes to gaming chat.
Yeah. So, the 360 no scope is pretty much what it sounds like. So you jump, and while in the air, your character does a 360, and then when you come out of it, as you're aiming down the sights, like before you bring the sights on it, like a sniper rifle, up to where you're looking through the scope, you pull the trigger and you get a kill.
Damn.
So I mean, the older Call of Duties, you could do it with no problem. It's maybe a little bit harder in this one, but yeah, that's what you're doing. You're just running around, and people buy into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, this guy is so incredible. You know, yet the whole time nobody ever shot at him. You know, so.
Wow.
But that's what a VP you can use a VPN for.
Well, I learned the other day that apparently you can cheat at Supercard.
No, it doesn't shock me. You probably
Something called
cheated.
ghost credits. I don't know what the hell that is, but apparently you can get them.
Huh. Yeah, it doesn't shock me. Doesn't shock me.
And now you can get RoboCop. So there you go.
I mean, he was a WCW superstar.
They should have did a match. They just should have did a damn match. And have them just not sell anything. They just try to punch him the whole time and just start breaking their hands. That would have been great.
I'm kind of shocked they didn't.
Well, I mean, under Dusty, you'd think he would have did it just to get the notoriety out there.
Well, but you know, they probably were like, "Oh my God, he's not going to be able to my coke out of the freezer." And they were probably no way we could pull this off.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Could have paired him against Oz or something.
Oh my gosh, that'd have been hilarious. Because at that point, Kevin Nash was pretty mobile. I mean, very mobile actually for a guy his height. That would have been wild.
Yeah. Oh, dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Your move, creep. Great promos. Then I had to have the sound effects.
So, hats off that somebody finally convinced a higher up over there to be like, let's put RoboCop in.
Now, if only we can get him in 2K. If we can get him in 2K, now it'll be complete.
Yeah, 2K better. That would almost be fun.
Would you have him pull a gun for his finish?
Probably not. Yeah, okay, so he's not going to work.
Or does he use the spike that he used to interact with the computer?
Not going to work.
It's like Mortal Kombat meets WWE.
But hey, speaking of video games, though.
Yeah.
It's official.
That's right. June 29th, we finally get our hands on AEW's Fight Forever.
Yeah.
Wait, it's going to be great.
And you already pre-ordered it?
I did. Easiest $5 I ever spent right there. Pre-order, baby.
So, are there, since you've done it and I haven't yet, are there different versions? Is there a deluxe? Is there a...
There is not. As of right now, there are no other added bells and whistles for pre-ordering, which kind of sucks, but at least I'll have my hands on it on time.
Mm-hmm. So no unlockable, you get this guy for pre-ordering bonus?
Yeah, not yet. So as I understand it, the way that it's laid out is it's supposed to be kind of a one-off release, and then they're going to update it like all the time. So DLC. Now AEW owns the engine that was used to make it, so they own it now. So if they want to make sequels and stuff like that, they can. But for the time being, the news on it or the report on it is that it is completely like a standalone release that they're just going to update DLCs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, there's the only complaints I've seen online have been pretty minor, in my opinion. There's no community creations option, but unless... What's that?
Give them time.
The online modes are there. I don't know all of them. Let me pull that back up. I did have it pulled up actually. 1 second.
I mean,
AEW
look,
Fight Forever.
again, let's remember this is the first game,
Mhm.
and again, they probably went a little too fast, and might be a little Icarus flying too close to the sun here. But at the end of the day, they're trying to put out a product. This isn't going to be an annual release, according to them. It's going to be the core game. They're going to keep adding to it, and
Right.
in it's no different than Hogwarts Legacy. There's not going to be any Quidditch at all. Oh, only to find out that there's an actual Quidditch game in the works, and it'll be out soon.
Mhm.
It's none of that crazy crap. Give them time. They'll put it. I guarantee it'll happen sooner or later.
Well, one thing I noticed, and I just pulled up the website for Fight Forever. I just pulled up their site now. At the very bottom, there's an option to do the pre-order, and it gives you a bunch of different stores you can go through. But it says Standard Edition. So maybe there will be an announced deluxe edition, but as of right now, it's just whatever's in there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would imagine you'll probably hear about it on Wednesday, and
Mhm.
maybe they'll give you a little bit of news, so to speak, as
Well,
to
it's
far if the
it,
additions or not.
it's going to be on PC as well as the consoles, which I think is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I might end up buying it on both because the mod community will be active, and I can only imagine what they'll do with it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Because that doesn't take very long at all. Hell, 23 came out, 2K23 came out, and mods were being released the day of release.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
I
yeah.
mean,
With that, you really have. I mean, you have years of experience behind it.
oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So 2K has pretty much been the same game since the beginning,
Hmm.
other than the one bug infested year. You know what I'm saying?
That was the worst experience, and some of it was still fun to play, but like the glitches were just the worst.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, somebody would have to probably dig out a Nintendo 64 and be like, okay, let's see if we can, break this to figure out the codes. And
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. The going report right now is it plays almost identical to No Mercy,
mm,
which I mean, hey, I think we all agree that's one of the best wrestling games like ever.
well, I mean, think about it. If they had done with No Mercy what AEW is trying to do with their game, right? And again, they didn't. There was just a continuation of No Mercy.
Hmm.
You know as well as I do, we'd probably still be playing No Mercy. What
Oh hell
20 years
yeah!
later?
Could you imagine if they had done basically what AEW's done, and carried it through next gen consoles? What kind of advancements we'd have seen?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Been amazing.
I mean that and what WrestleMania 2000
Hmm. Yeah,
were
yeah.
about as perfect of a wrestling game as you're going to get.
I played those games interchangeably for years,
Mm-hmm.
especially 2K 2000. It was just it was the creation utility was great. It was fast, but it was one of those things much like um, WCW versus NWO Revenge. You could just pick it up and play it anytime you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like it always felt fresh. And that's just you don't have a lot of games like that anymore. As a matter of fact, so many games seem like they're trying to rip off one another. That when something truly original or unique comes out, it's like, man, you got to get your hands on that.
Well, I mean, excuse me. Uh, uh, think about it. Outside of what was it? 2000 had when there a bug with Jericho that could break the game.
yeah, the
Uh,
Y2K bug.
yeah, I think it was Jericho. It had something to do with the Jericho storyline or something. But outside of that, there were no problems. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was at that time it was the best. And especially No Mercy, I would put No Mercy first, but
Mm-hmm.
2000 or 99, whenever it came out, it was the best. And I dare say it would stack up against any wrestling game today. And outside of graphics quality, it would probably be hands down the best wrestling game ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got an opportunity here for yet again AEW to set themselves apart from everybody else. And in the video game realm, if you can do that, you've got money for as long as you want it. So I mean, I think it's awesome, and I can't wait to see really the finished product. I mean, it's on Switch, it's on PC, it's on PS5, PS4, Xbox One. I mean, it's on all of them. So you're going to get a major influx of players. And who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you get a guy that hasn't watched in a while, and they see this game and like, holy crap, what's this all about? And next thing you know, you got yourself another viewer.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how things like that happen.
Yep. And it's a good thing because there's plenty of content out there, Brian. A lot of content out there right now. And we're about to get another one. A whole other show.
The whole effing show.
AEW Saturday Collision debuts June 17th. Word is now that there is going to be they say hard roster split. I don't know what the hell that even means anymore. I don't even think anybody else knows what a damn roster split is anymore. But conspicuous by his absence in the announcement was CM Punk. Now, it might be by design. June 17, they have not announced the debut episode's location yet. There's a lot of rumors that it's going to be in Chicago. Oh, look, it's Cody and Brock on Raw. Anyway, CM Punk.
Isn't there a show scheduled for Chicago on the weekend that it starts?
Let me look.
I think there's a show because isn't that that weekend is what pay-per-views on that weekend? Isn't there a pay-per-view for them on that weekend?
Let's take a look here.
On Sunday, is it Forbidden Door?
Give me a second. I'm looking it up. So Collision scheduled to debut June 17. Forbidden Door AEW is scheduled for June 25th, the following weekend, on a Sunday.
I thought they had something scheduled for that weekend also. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I got my weekends mixed up. But I thought there was a Chicago date lined up at that time anyway. But I mean, you got a month.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess we'll see. I think probably the CM Punk thing. There's a lot of BS flying around right now because who was it? Alvarez or somebody was like, "Listen, I reported exactly the way it was told to me."
Yeah, I usually trust Fightful and SRS, but he's basically doing what Sapp did when MJF basically worked everybody. He's now like, look, this is what I was given. This is what I thought was happening. And,
Yeah.
I respect what these guys do, especially since I've started following them a little bit more just to see how they're getting their information. But, hey, a guy like MJF, you got to assume at all times he's working. You just don't have a choice. But a guy like CM Punk, with news comes out, again, you have to assume at all times that he's working because he's just one of those guys. He's an old school kind of dude. Do I think he'll come back to AEW? Absolutely, I do, especially now. But he's not going to confirm or deny anything until the day it happens.
But to me, though, the other thing about AEW and even the WWE for sometimes, not all the time, I think AEW pulls this off a lot better than the WWE. But when there's something major going on, sometimes they hide it very well.
Yeah.
And granted, I know the first time Punk came in, it wasn't really a well-kept secret. But that was probably more to drive the numbers to begin with.
It was the secret for not the secret.
Yeah. But this time, why wouldn't you keep it close to the best? Like, why wouldn't you hide it for as long as you can? Maybe hide it until they announce the show. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let's have Tony Khan go out there and make the announcement. And, as soon as he's out there in the ring or something, or backstage, and to headline Collision, here's CM Punk.
Right. Well, this week we are supposed to get confirmation of location of the show. So perhaps he put it off to just build and build, which he's good at. I mean, Tony Khan knows how to build anticipation to an event. Hell, look what he did with the Double or Nothing card. We'll talk about that a little bit more in depth here in a minute, but weren't we just talking last week about how there wasn't very much on the card? And now suddenly we've got a fucking stacked show for Double or Nothing?
Mm-hmm.
It took less than 48 hours for us to get proven wrong on that. And I'm grateful for that. I don't have a problem with that. But he knows how to build it. He knows how to make people want to buy tickets. And right. I'm confident that what he's going to do this week is, maybe this week it's, okay, we're going to Chicago. Maybe next week it's, and we're going to have a surprise. And maybe, you know what I mean? Like, he just knows how to do it. And I don't know if that's just more because he's a dedicated fan kind of guy and he just knows what put him in the buyer kind of seat, or if it's just a all-around brain trust, because he's got a lot of people he talks to. I don't know. He has a very unique approach to it. WWE has, to your point, has gotten better with playing it a lot closer to vest when it comes to those things, but it wasn't always a strength. We used to find out, especially like Royal Rumble time, we used to find out 2 days beforehand who was going to be the surprises.
Mm-hmm. But again, do I think he's going to hold the CM Punk rumor for long? No, because you almost can't, right? Because you immediately got to start grabbing tickets, and the easiest way to do it is to say, again, so we're starting a new show. It's this day it's in Chicago, and it's headlined by the likes of Miro and Thunder Rosa and FTR and whoever else. And I forgot one,
right.
Or I get ready to say, thank you, we'll see you in Chicago or whatever. CM Punk's music hits. And I'm going to tell you right now, as soon as Cult of Personality hits, again, if you're smart, as soon as it hits, I'll lay you money. There are going to be a crap load of people that now pick up that phone, go to Ticketmaster, and are trying to get that ticket.
Yeah. It just makes good sense. I mean, you've got an opportunity with this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. Supposedly, they're selling pre-orders for some of the other arenas, and the it's going slow right now or whatever. Okay, well, again, if Tony Khan is smart and CM Punk is coming back to work, I'm not waiting. I'm going to make sure that he interrupts me, and I'm going to make sure that cult personalities turn up real nice and loud, and I'll lay you money. At that point in time, every other location will sell out.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting that there's, in this day and age, there's so much focus to, we talked about it last week, so much focus to like ticket sales and how well they're doing. And it's all about access to information, access to basically the statistics. But
Mm.
with nothing really announced short of just a couple of names, and I like all of the people that are announced for it so far, but I don't know that I'd have expected an immediate like sellout. Of course, you hope for it, but I mean, an expectation? I don't know. It seems a little far fetched.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily have expected a sellout either, because again, they haven't really announced anything yet.
Yeah.
They've done absolutely no announcing yet. Right? That's supposed to come this Wednesday, but again, I know, everybody knows CM Punk's name's on the card. It's gonna come close.
Yeah.
You dawdle with it too much, you keep goofing around and not announce CM Punk. If he's truly coming back, I think it's going to hurt you, because you're trying to play the odds right now, and it might come back and bite you in the butt, especially at first.
Mhm.
Because you're expecting people to shell out this money to come see it. Well, let them know. Fuck. Oh yeah, CM Punk's back. Because again, me and you, guess what we're going to do? Well, when does Collision come to DC? When does
Yep.
Collision come to Richmond?
Yep.
When does it go to Salem? When does it? We're going to start thinking about arenas anywhere close.
Especially, I mean, and I've always been a Punk fan, but with the stars that are going to be on that show, the way they've been booking these things, I mean, FTR, Miro, Thunder Rosa, Samoa Joe. I mean, dude, that's worth the price of admission. I'm not really concerned about the price of the ticket at that point.
Right. Yeah. And again, I don't ever recall seeing Punk live. I don't
Mhm.
remember if I really don't think I have though. And that one of the things about going to Chicago for Forbidden Door was the mere hope he would be there that
Mhm.
night. And how cool would that have been for CM Punk to be in Chicago and me to hear that damn crowd.
Yeah.
And but I missed out, and I really want to see CM Punk live. I want that energy, that electricity that happens when his music hits.
Mhm.
Not it's that's not like that for everybody. So
I mean, there's superstars, there's performers, there's wrestlers that if you have an opportunity to see them wrestle, even if it's only for a squash, you pay to
mm,
see it. You know what I mean?
right,
Like if Andre the Giant was still alive and performing,
yes,
I would pay to watch because
yes,
it's Andre. Hulk
yes,
Hogan. He's a huge name. Getting the opportunity to see that while he was active was notable. Now, granted,
right,
nowadays I don't know about it so much, but back then it was seeing Sting, seeing Ric Flair,
mm,
and before some fans lose their shit, I'm not saying that Punk is better than them. I'm just saying that there are notable stars that it's appointment TV, it's appointment viewing. You
yeah,
set your clock or calendar to watch.
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I never saw I never saw Hogan in the red and yellow. Right, first time I ever saw him live was um, Hollywood.
Wow.
I don't remember seeing him again. He's like Punk. I don't remember seeing him before then. Before Monday Night Wars, I never saw a WWE show. I was strictly a Jim Crockett Promotions guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I never saw. And then again, we never really started doing the whole going to each and every show until I think really the NWO.
Yeah, and with that it was, and the coolest part of that when the NWO was at its height, at its peak, was you could go to a house show, you could go to a taping, it didn't matter. You were pretty much guaranteed something unexpected was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like that was the coolest stuff. Like you remember that house show we went to in Fairfax, and Sting came out, and everybody lost their shit.
Yeah, I mean, back then, um, back then, I almost lost my train of thought. Before the NWO, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was, I guess you can call it the Monday Night Wars, but to me, it didn't really kick off until the NWO.
Yeah, yeah.
And once the NWO occurred, it was full steam ahead, and that's when wrestling became fashionable again.
Mm-hmm.
That's when, Lord, you'd see him about every 2 or 3 months here in the area, and you were going to each and every one of them.
Yep.
If you had a Raw on Monday or Nitro or whatever, and then, or let's say a Raw on Monday and a Thunder on Thursday.
Yeah.
You're getting tickets to both, and
sure.
And a house show on Saturday. That's what you were doing. We were shelling out so much money to go see these things. So
I still remember seeing Punk squash Spears in like 2 minutes. Remember that?
Uh-uh.
It was the Dynamite we went to in D.C. Well, it was at that newish arena.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember like Punk. It's just you say we did it. We did it.
Yeah, we saw it. Yeah, we were there. That's the show where we went walking around and Kip Sabian was walking around and we didn't know if it was really him. That's right up there with like the Dustin Rhodes stuff. It's just walk right past. That's not really him. Oh wait, no, it is really him. Yeah, shit.
That's him. Yeah, Stan, that's him.
Shit. Oh man. When it comes down to it, I mean AEW right now, they're riding a very high tidal wave of momentum. Somebody in former WWE employee, not Eric Bischoff this time, made a comment about Saturday shows and how they, WWE tried Saturdays for a long time and they never really worked because they were inconsistent and they couldn't figure out the formula. So they just don't think AEW's Saturday show is going to work.
But I mean, somebody tell me what the formula is that's different between a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday show and a Saturday show.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the reason Saturdays sucked so hard for WWE and WWF was they were sporadic. There was like a quarterly show. You can't expect, look, you don't have Andre and Hogan main eventing. You're not going to expect, network audiences to tune in.
Yeah, but
if you don't have something to provide.
So WWE had main event,
right?
Which I could consider quarterly,
right?
WCW had Saturday night and had Saturday night for a very long time, right? I don't understand what formula whoever said that is thinking about. Because you had storylines from the week they carried over, you had new storylines, an actual 2-hour program. You see what I'm saying? Like, what didn't make sense for this person? And I honestly would never have thought Eric said that. So I don't think Cornette would have said it. Russo would maybe come to mind for saying something like that, but I think even Russo would understand, a Saturday show.
The only reason Russo would say it is to be that contrarian, to be the guy that gets somebody to complain, really. Mm-hmm. That's why Russo would do it.
But I'm assuming he didn't do it.
No, it was not Russo.
Yeah. I mean, literally, at one time, the most coveted wrestling spot on any network was 6:05 on TBS.
Yeah.
On guess what, people? Saturday night.
6:05. Not prime time, 6:05.
6:05,
so literally,
yeah.
If you had plans Saturday night, you could watch WCW Saturday night, and then you could go out.
Well, but I think if I remember right, like TBS was always like 5 minutes off or something.
Yeah, because of the Braves usually, and they always had like 5 minutes off though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like everything was always 5 minutes off.
Yeah.
And I really, I don't know, maybe it was because of the wrestling was probably the biggest show on TBS as far as like what they call it, new material, whatever, like episodic, I guess.
Right.
It was probably the big maybe that's, and they just built the whole network around that, and nobody's ever come out and said that, but like, how can you not say Saturday nights, not important?
Well, WCW Saturday Night, I recall it being a very good show. Mm-hmm. Literally every week you had a cool main event. Yeah. I remember really enjoying WCW Saturday Night. So I don't understand, and I'll tell you who it was here in a second, but I don't understand the thought process behind you have to have a successful formula. Saturday Night's main event after 1993-ish sucked balls. The storylines weren't consistent. There was no thought process behind it. It was just, Vince had a deal with Fox and said, hey, let's do Saturday night's main event. And then he got back on NBC. And ultimately, where did it go? It went to, USA?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it did. But, I mean, the original stuff from Saturday night's main event, kids, like, Hogan and who was it? Orndorff and Hogan drop it at the same time.
Yeah. That's legendary stuff.
Yeah. Again, Saturday at one time was the most important day for wrestling. Mm-hmm. And again, I speak for WWE, but I know for the NWA or Jim Crockett, Saturday mornings was wrestling.
Yep.
An hour followed then by 6:05, which was a 2-hour show, which was then followed one more time after the news came on at about 11:30 at night for another hour. And trust me when I tell you, I'm not the only person that'll say I sat and watched 4 hours of wrestling every Saturday religiously. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the only one to tell you that.
No.
Tell me the boob that said it. Bully Ray.
Wasn't Bully Ray.
No?
Okay. Wasn't
Meltzer.
Bully Ray. Wasn't Meltzer, former WWE employee, now back at
Eric
ESPN.
Bischoff.
No, wasn't Eric Bischoff. Not this time, anyway.
Coach.
It was the coach. Very good.
Well, you kind of gave away with ESPN.
Well, I had to give a hint. You weren't really jumping in. But yeah, Jonathan Coachman, of all people.
Well, yeah, but, it doesn't shock me.
I mean, he's a diehard. He's a lifer for WWE. He's not going to ever.
Again, this is probably some guy that, he'll tell you how much wrestling he watched as a kid, but then you're going to be able to figure him out pretty quick.
Yeah, kind of like Goldberg, where he started talking about the people he watched, and then you see his bio, and he's like, I didn't watch wrestling as a kid. I was a football guy.
Yeah.
There's another company.
But yeah, trust me when I tell you, Saturday was, and
people are still sitting there going,
probably WWE program or WWF program, and I just wasn't watching.
Rob, I'm sorry, you were kind of cutting in and out there. We're talking, of course, about Saturday Collision being confirmed for AEW. Now, former WWE employees talking about how Saturdays have never been a historically great night for wrestling, which is, of course, we all know bullshit. But you were making a point. What were you saying, sir?
I was just saying, I don't think I've ever seen a company like it that will fire people, let them go, and they're still so a company man.
Yeah.
Like they fired Jonathan Coachman how many times over the years?
2 or 3.
And then he finally was like, oh, I'm going to go off and do ESPN. But now it's like, oh, I'm still a company man. Like it's just, it goes back to what we talked about last week with Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
It's just the dumbness some of these people say. It's just mind-boggling.
Well, and it speaks volumes because a guy like Jim Cornette, who has notoriously, been negative about AEW, praised the Collision announcement as saying it's a great move to get AEW on Saturdays, and it's a great night for wrestling.
Listen,
no one else is doing it.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind, though, that if Omega and the Bucks were not on AEW wrestling, Cornette wouldn't say a bad thing about them. I think he, deep down inside, in places he doesn't want to talk about, absolutely loves AEW. Because to me, it's the closest wrestling out right now to what he probably is fond of. You got rid of Kenny and the Bucks, he'd be like, oh, I love AEW.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully when we get more of a look at what AEW is doing with, again, I say roster split, but who knows? It'll be, something that's easy to track and easy to follow, as most of the other programs have been.
Well, I mean, if it's a true roster split, what are you going to follow? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be like, okay, these people are here. People are here. I bet you they're not going to do like the WWE is, really confuse you. And, oh, this champ can be on either show. And then next thing you know, you got everybody just flopping over.
What does that sound like?
Sounds like a WWE brand invitational.
Yeah, like, and then we're going to make our free agents some of the most uninteresting people.
You can't tell me you don't like watching Akira Tozawa.
He's a free agent?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
And so is Elias. And
well, I'm okay with Elias. Because he is a little bit more entertaining than Akira Tozawa.
And Baron Corbin.
Yeah, well, we know that experiment. I mean, Brock is a free agent. Drew is a free agent. Elias. I mean, and Baron Corbin, I guess, just some respect in it. Tozawa. That's fantastic.
Well, hopefully you're right.
And then some of the ones straight from NXT aren't they?
Yeah, Von Wagner. the equivalent of watching paint dry. He's horrible. God, please never give him the microphone. Ever.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Ugh.
Does he have like a German accent or anything?
No, that's the thing. Like, he's the son of one of the Beverly brothers. And they lean into it a little bit, like on NXT. They talk about some of his history or his family history or whatever. And now the going thing is, this past week on NXT, I happened to catch a clip of it, where he's backstage and he's got an iPad and he's watching one of the old Beverly Brothers matches. It just happened to be at Wembley Stadium. Well timed, right? So he's watching it, and then his former, current, I don't know, manager, Robert Stone, formerly known as Robbie E. from Impact, comes up to him and has a picture of him as a baby. And says, now you got to tell me about this picture. And Von Wagner just deadpan looks at the camera and goes, nice try, and walks away. I was like, what the actual fuck just happened here? Huh? Okay, it's a baby picture. Cool.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, what sense does it make?
Well, hopefully, like I said, hopefully you're right that they don't do anything confusing like that, but there's a possibility they might. Today it was reported that they have trademarked what's called the transfer portal, described as an effort to explain when people go from brand to brand.
Oh, dear God. I wonder if the trademark people ever just look at people from the WWE coming in going,
no, you're talking about AEW.
No.
Or is that WWE?
No, I'm talking about AEW.
Yeah.
Oh. Still sounds stupid.
I mean, if it's done in a way that makes sense, like a New Japan talent coming in, then okay, I kind of get it, because they have that working relationship with New Japan. But if it's strictly like, oh, Orange Cassidy is coming to Collision, no. Let's not go that route. The transfer portal. We got the Forbidden Door, and now we got the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Next, it'll be the Invasion sliding glass door.
No, I
thought
mean,
it was the Forbidden Door.
You know, who knows what they'll do with it, but I'm sure it'll be hijinks aplenty. But I mean, again, you know, there'll probably be some that cross over, but you know, hopefully they'll stack both rosters and leave it alone for at least 6 months or a year. But knowing them, they'll fuck it up just like WWE.
So, one of the things I forgot to mention out of New Japan's resurgence last night, Eddie Kingston is going to be challenging. He's going to be taking on Kenta on either July 4th or July 5th. For the, what is it called? New Japan Strong Openweight Championship.
Have they ever fought before?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm talking about like in AEW or whatever.
No, they have not.
You need to get a little CM Punk up in there for Kenta.
See, that's what I want to see. I want to see Kenta and CM Punk at Forbidden Door. That's what I want. The go to sleep versus the go to sleep. Let's see who really hits it the best.
Whoever Tony wants to.
Right, yeah, exactly. Here's $1 million. You'll take it if I tell you to. Okay. Well, hey, we did get something back last Wednesday.
What?
We got the Elite back last Wednesday. We got Hangman Page, Kenny Omega.
Talking about Hangman. He's
Huh?
He's Pirate Page at the moment.
Pirate. Arr.
Arr, me matey.
Did you watch the clip I sent to you, or the video I sent to you for BTE? Yeah. They got their baby back ribs, and then they said, "Nah, fuck that. We're going to Wendy's."
Well, I figured they'd talk about Cracker Barrel, but
that would have been a nice little throwback.
Because to me, Page and the Dark Order were more, Chili's. Yeah, that's the name. So.
Dark Order came in, of course, and ratted out Matt Jackson for giving Adam Page the nod. I liked that Kenny Omega finally just like, no, I already knew. I was glad that happened that way. We finally be done with that secret. Matt the Man Jackson was what he wanted to call him. BCC versus the Elite at Double or Nothing in Anarchy in the Arena. Rob, you called that one, I believe.
Rob said, "Fuck you,
I did.
Talking."
Yeah, really. So is that going to be like a pre-taped thing, or are they going to do that live?
No, in the arena is a fight in the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do those live.
It's gonna be sections of both.
Well, Anarchy in the Arena, the first one was the Inner Circle against the Pinnacle. Wasn't it?
I don't remember. They've only done it maybe 2 times. Maybe once. But that's
one was when they hit him with the golf cart, right?
What'd you say, Rob?
Wasn't the one of them when he got hit by Sammy Guevara got hit by the golf cart?
No, that's Stadium
Stampede.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
That one was pretty good, though. Last Anarchy in the Arena match took place last year's Double or Nothing. So, yeah, it was Inner Circle and the Pinnacle last year.
Same type of match, but different.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Or was that Inner Circle versus the BCC? That was, because like the first 10 minutes was they had Mox's music playing the whole time, and Mox was beating somebody's ass in the crowd. I remember that.
Mox was already bleeding.
Right. Come back. Finally cut the music. He's already bloodied up. I remember that. Yeah. Damn. It took me a minute to get my brain right.
It's going to take you more than a minute.
I mean, I never said I was perfect. So this coming, I want to say weekend. Yeah, this coming weekend, this coming Sunday, Double or Nothing has got a stacked card now. We've got Anarchy in the Arena, the Elite taking on the Blackpool Combat Club. We got the AEW Women's Championship. Jamie Hayter will defend against Toni Storm. Wardlow. You think the Hayter loses?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Wardlow defending against Christian in a ladder match. The TNT title. Not sure how I feel about that one yet. It's a ladder match, though, so it could be pretty damn good. International Championship, AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy defends in a blackjack battle royal, in a 21-man blackjack battle royal. Is this just basically a casino battle royal where he's defending the title?
No, I think it's just a battle royal with an odd number.
I mean, he did ask Renee Paquette if she wanted to challenge for it, to make it 22, but she said no.
As much as
She
it
whooped his ass.
would have to be, but no, that's not.
AEW Tag Titles, FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal with Mark Briscoe as the special guest referee.
They're going down.
Yeah. This past week, Jarrett and Lethal confront FTR. It looks like we're finally getting FTR coming out on top of that one, but no. As they set up to hit the big rig, who should come out and hit the low blow? I can't believe I'm going to say this. It's 2023 and AEW has Karen Jarrett. Why? Why?
Listen, bro, I'm going to stop hating on them Jarretts.
Oh, no.
When he gave Tony Khan, Jarrett gave Tony Khan a hug back last year. What he did is he the booking book, and so Tony Khan's like, "Oh, look, man, I got this great idea. Bring in your wife to do a low blow." Where would you ever think? That's awesome.
Can't believe they're going to do the FTR dirty this way.
How are they doing them dirty? Good business.
Jeff Jarrett over. Wow.
So again, what's wrong with Jeff Jarrett?
I mean, he's annoying.
To you, but he gets the booze, right?
That he does. And he gets loud boos. It's not just like a couple people going, boo. No, it's the entire arena booing him out of the building. So, yeah, I'll give you that. Then, of course, Lethal and Jarrett in that same little brawl, or whatever you want to call it, smashed guitars over both guys' heads. That was brutal looking, by the way.
You just stop talking about the Jarretts like that. They're good people.
Then we got the main event, AEW
Talk
World
about
Champion.
them and the internet messes up.
Then we got the World Championship on the line. MJF defending against Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and Darby Allin.
What?
Go ahead.
Why is that light card? Are you missing anybody? Jade Cargill and Ty Valkyrie.
Yep, Jade is defending against Taya Valkyrie. I don't think Taya Valkyrie is going to win that title.
Oh, she'll win.
I think they're going to take Jade to 100-0.
Sure, then who beats her at 100?
Whoever is the hot hand at the time.
The Fabulous Moolah.
That's a little dark, Rob. She's no longer with us. I'm just put that out there. Dead person's not going to win the title.
Well, they got to come up with somebody because shit, they're going to feed the whole roster to her and be like, "Who's going to beat her?"
Well, maybe
Has
by
Britt
that
Baker
point.
fought her yet?
No, actually, she hasn't.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Britt Baker and Jade Cargill. I don't know. That could be good. Maybe. I still say it should have been Ty Conti. A long, long time ago.
That's what we're doing now?
That's right.
Coming up with some stupid ass.
Hey, don't you? I will tolerate no defamation of character to Ty Conti.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Athena. She could have been the one. But no. How about Ruby? No, can't do that.
Maybe just wait with some goddamn patience.
No, I want it now. Make it happen. Do it. Let's see. From a prediction standpoint, Anarchy in the Arena, Elite versus BCC. Who you got, Brian?
I'm going BCC.
Oh, okay. Anything special shenanigans-wise you might want to throw into that?
What's his name? The Jackal, Don Callis.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure his alliances will become known. So will Takeshita's. Because that'll now become a 5-on-4, and we move on to the cage match.
Blood and guts.
Blood and guts. That's
Adam Cole and Chris Jericho is also official for Double or Nothing. Rob, your prediction for the Anarchy in the Arena first.
Well, it's going to be the BCC.
Oh, wow. So both of you say the BCC.
It's
Okay.
their match. It's about beating ass, and they're just going to clobber them.
Wow. Am I the only person that thinks it might be the Elite?
Well, then you're wrong. But yeah, okay.
Damn. Okay. Well, fine. I guess that's just how it's gonna be. So Adam Cole, Chris Jericho. What do we think? I'll say. Oh, Brian says Cole.
yeah. Yeah.
Rob, what do you think? Cole, Jericho, who you got?
Cole.
Cole.
Bye-bye.
I agree. I think it's going to be Adam Cole. I think they're pushing him towards a main event run with MJF or whoever the champion is coming out of Double or Nothing. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and go with Cargill and Taya Valkyrie. I already said that I don't think Taya is going to win, so I think it's going to be Jade. Brian, who you got?
Oh, I think it'll be Taya.
Brian says it's going to be a new TBS champ. Rob, what do you think?
I'm going to say this, and I cannot believe I'm saying it, but it's going to be Jade.
There we go. Now we're all on the same page. Look at that. Feels so much better now.
I'm not on the same page. I didn't say Jade.
No, I meant Rob and I are on the same page.
Oh, okay. Well, you two's same page is sprinkled and thrown in the trash.
Well, that's not nice. Don't say that kind of stuff. How dare you, sir?
I did. I said
it. AEW Women's Championship. Jamie Hayter defending against Toni Storm. The Outcasts and the Originals have been legitimately brawling every freaking week. I don't know. I almost feel like I should flip a coin on this just because I want to go with the storyline. What do you guys think? Rob, who do you got?
Hi, I'm Rob. I got nothing.
Did you ask me a question?
I did, sir. I asked who do you got between Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm? Huh?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Ground control to Major Rob.
I think Skype is not treating Rob very nicely right now.
Hello?
Hello, sir?
Man. Is he screwing with you? Like,
no, I think
he's trying to hijack your show or something?
I think poor Rob's Skype is just jaked up. Let me try to remove him and I'll re-add him.
No, just let him keep saying hello. It's more entertaining. You'll figure it out sooner or later.
Well, let's see if it'll sort itself out.
Hello.
Brian, Hater versus Tony Storm. Who do you got?
Oh, Tony Storm.
Tony, okay. That's probably a safe
Tony.
bet, honestly. I mean, I honestly thought that maybe it was going to be Saraya to come out with the championship from the Outcast, but yeah, that makes sense. I'm not sure I can pick against that.
I know you can't, so pick with me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you. I think you're right. I think it's going to be Tony.
You're damn right it is.
Going to be Tony time. Yeah, poor Rob just dropped off. We'll see if we can get him back in here in a minute. Okay, TNT Championship in a ladder match. We got Wardlow and Christian. This is Christian's, this is his match. Does he win the title, Brian?
God, I don't know. I'm almost thinking Wardlow.
Okay.
He's got Glock Anderson in his corner.
That's right. Beware Glock Anderson.
Yeah. Unless this whole thing's been a work and Anderson got paid by Christian.
Oh my gosh. That'd be a messed up swerve. But hey, it is Arn Anderson, and if there's a guy that's pretty good at a swerve, I'd give it to
I can't
Arn.
believe it. I'm going to go Wardlow. I'm going to root for good.
Stick with Wardlow, okay. Yep. Looks like we might
Christian.
have Rob back. You say Christian?
Yep.
Okay. And Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm, who you got?
Tony Storm.
Tony Storm. Wow, all of us picked Tony Storm. Nice. Damn. I'm tempted to say Christian. Although that swerve that Brian just mentioned, I didn't expect. I think it's probably going to be Christian, though. So, yeah, I'm going to put Christian in there. I'll put that in my list. Alrighty, and here we go. The AEW International Championship on the line. Orange Cassidy in a 21 Blackjack Battle Royal. I don't even know all of the combatants. So I guess it's more of a yes or no. Rob, does Orange Cassidy successfully defend?
No.
No. Says OC. No.
This is the way they can have him lose and not lose anything.
Right, and maybe doesn't get a pinfall kind of thing. He's on kind of a crazy win streak. All right, Brian. Orange Cassidy, does he defend or not? Does he lose the title?
I'm not saying.
That's not how this works, Brian.
It is. If you don't know who all the participants are.
Ugh. It's like working with Bobby Heenan. And trust me, watch, Rob. We'll get there. We'll get to the match, and then I knew he was going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
OC.
Well, I mean,
no answer.
What if I said Will Ospreay, right?
I mean, anything can happen.
Right, but it's probably not going to happen. But
I'm going to say that he does defend.
All right, so I got my pick.
Okay, who's your pick?
Miro.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
That actually would be very cool.
How about that? Cash me outside.
Miro. I'll put that next to it. Rob, do you want to pick a specific name?
Well, who's going to beat him?
Yeah.
Well, no, who's going to win? Because in that, he can be beat without.
Yeah.
You know, he can get thrown over first. And
that would be so funny. He's eliminated first. Well, match is over. Whoever. Got a new champ, no matter what.
It's going to be, I don't know. I mean, I like Miro. I like that.
I like that pick, yeah.
Well, y'all can't pick it. I picked him. Pick somebody else.
Claudio.
Ooh. Okay.
Claudio who?
No, he's in the other one, isn't he?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
he's already booked. He's in the Anarchy in the Arena.
Dagnabbit.
Let's see who's not listed so far. You got Lance Archer, Kip Sabian, probably Butcher and the Blade.
Dark Order.
What's that?
Somebody
Order.
Dark Order.
So I do realize a match that is on the card that I'll talk about here in a moment. Hook's not mentioned. Best Friends, Bandito, Roosh, Lucha Brothers. Well, they're on Ring of Honor right now, aren't they?
Or they're the Ring of Honor tag.
I'm going to say Dustin.
Ooh, I like that. Very cool. All right. So a match I just realized was confirmed on Rampage in a 6-man tag match with a contract on the line. The Ass Boys and Ethan Page take on the Hardy Boys and Brother Zay, or Isaiah Cassidy, depending on how you want to mention them. If the Hardys and Isaiah win, Ethan Page's contract goes to Matt Hardy.
Oh, we can just chalk that up to Matt Hardy winning.
All right. Brian says the Hardys right out of the gate. Okay. Rob?
Yeah.
Hardys.
And it's a Hardy party because I think you're right. I think it's Ethan Page has to work for Matt Hardy, so I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah. It's going to be so fun, seeing him as a butler. Or,
oh my God, yeah.
Maybe we'll get him in, what is it? What's that stupid robot that Matt Hardy has?
Oh, Vanguard. Yes.
Maybe we'll get a little Vanguard. Maybe we'll get his father-in-law involved.
Senor Benjamin. Show him to the dilapidated boat.
The lake of
get some King Maxwell.
Oh my God! Yes, I'm getting his ass whipped by the little kids. That was pretty cool. Okay, AEW Tag Team Championship. I mean, we already know where Brian stands on this. Rob, I mean, he's already said that Jeff Jarrett's going to win all the titles. He's going to be the next Roman Reigns of AEW. What do you think?
Say all the titles, you little jackass.
Way to take it to the other extreme, Stan.
I don't know what you're talking about. FTR or Jarrett Lethal?
As much as I like FTR, I think it's going to be Jeff Jarrett and Lethal.
I can't believe you both are doing this to me.
I mean, I love FTR.
Right. Here's the thing, and this is where it gets difficult. The question isn't necessarily if FTR is going to win, but the question is really who would be next for them if they win, right? So you've got so many different things happening. Would it really be a bad thing to have the Hardys beat Lethal and Jarrett for their, finally get their tag team title win and then set FTR up maybe to win them again?
I mean, sometimes the chase is that much funner. I mean, FTR can win it back from them.
Right.
Almost doesn't work out, Or let somebody else have a whack at it for a while, and then FTR can get them back.
Damn. I hate it when you make sense.
Or maybe CM Punk shows up on Wednesday, and now we have a CM Punk and FTR that, nothing's tied them down to go against the House of Black in the 6-man match.
Ooh, trios titles. I'd be all right with that.
Only to lead to the Elite. See how that works? Oh.
Yeah. See, look at you. Booker of the Year, Brian Taylor, right here.
You play checkers, my friend. I play chess.
Well said, sir. Well said. 4 pillars, 4 corners match. Darby, Jack Perry, Sammy Guevara, MJF for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. All right, Brian, you're first.
Wait, there's no House of Black?
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, good. Hopefully it'll happen. Listen, I'm not going to be able to go against a man MJF.
I mean, he's on a huge run right now. I don't know if they're going to be willing to take the title off of him or not. It's really tough to tell. Rob, what do you think?
I mean, do I feel any of them are going to beat MJF? No. Do I feel like if there's a moment for MJF to lose and be able to come out and whine for the next 6 months about how he didn't lose, then this would be it? Would this be a way to give it to Darby? And then to Darby get his ass royally kicked for the next 2 weeks until MJF gets it back? You know? So if it's not MJF, it's going to be Darby.
You got to pick one.
Darby.
Ooh, all right. Darby. I'm kind of thinking they might put it on Sammy. I mean, hear me out. Sammy has had a pretty solid run with them. He's held the TNT title, 3 times? He's been part of a lot of their major storylines. I don't want to say all, but a lot of them. And he seems to be turning face, or perhaps it was just their attempt while he was in Austin. I don't know. Part of me feels like they're going to put it on Sammy.
And part of you thinks you have hair, but you don't.
Shh. Don't ever say that again. I'm going to put Sammy down as my pick, even though I know it's a long shot. Notice none of us considered Jungle Boy.
Nobody picked Jungle Boy.
Nobody picked Jungle Boy. Speaking of it, every predictions that I've looked up as far as like different podcasts, nobody's picking Jungle Boy.
And he'll be
nobody cares.
That's wild.
Jungle
Boy wins
Jack
it only to lose it to Christian.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, you know, it's going to take a bit to get it off MJF, I think.
Yeah. I mean, they've got something really special with him. I mean, right now, it would seemingly, I don't know if it would derail progress. It would set up for an interesting story turn. But I think it kind of does make more sense for him to keep the title. But if I was going to, I don't know. I'm just going with my heart on this one, thinking that maybe Sammy does it. But I definitely see your point. On the other side of the page, Saturday is Night of Champions. Here's what we have so far. Becky Lynch against Trish Stratus. Rhea Ripley defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Natalya. Bianca Belair defending the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka. Yeah, don't worry. If it seems weird that you just saw Rhea Ripley on Monday and you saw Bianca Belair on Friday, you're not alone because they're on the total wrong brands for these titles. But whatever. Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship against Mustafa Ali. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa challenging Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Tentatively still Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes, although it could be with one arm behind his back. And then the finals of the World Heavyweight Championship tournament, Seth Rollins and the phenomenal one himself, AJ Styles. I got to be honest, it kind of sounds like it might be some good matches there, so a good card.
Yeah, it's not a bad card.
We'll start with Becky and Trish. Of course, Becky and Lita were recently tag team champions. Lita got jumped. Turns out it was Trish all along. Trish turns on Becky after she and Becky lose the women's tag titles after she volunteered to take
Crappy
Lita's place.
turn.
Yeah, not very well done. And now we're headed to this grudge match. I mean, I'm figuring it's Becky. I don't know of any reason why they would put Trish over unless they're going to stretch this to SummerSlam.
Back full time. You never know, man. You never know.
Well, Brian, Becky or Trish?
Oh, definitely Becky.
Okay. Definitely Becky. Rob?
Becky. I'm not betting. Becky's got it.
SmackDown Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley defending against Natalya. Do I even need to ask?
No. Rhea.
Yeah, I have a feeling we all figure it's Ripley.
This is the night of champions that no belt's changing except the one that nobody has. Did I answer it?
Yeah. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Just typing it in our notes here. All right, so Bianca Belair and Asuka going by that same formula. Anybody going to pick Asuka?
Yes. I'll take Asuka.
Brian will take Asuka. For the record, it's interesting that we've got, when they first started going to Jeddah, there were no women's matches. Now we've got 3 in a row. Rob, you going to take Asuka? You going to take Bianca?
I want to take Asuka, but Brian did, and I don't want to feel like I'm following him again.
So you pick Bianca, then who's Stan to pick?
Okay, I'll pick Bianca, then Stan. All right, who you going to pick? Are you going to follow me, or are you going to follow Brian? Because either way, you're following one of us.
I guess I'm following you because I'm going to pick Bianca, too. I think you're right on the formula for these matches. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Gunther against Mustafa Ali, I mean, would they take the chance of having Ali get the underdog win? Well, yeah, they could. But they've done nothing to set it up.
Yeah, but it's an underdog win. What would they set up?
Well, there's not been any kind of telegraphing or anything like that. I'll give you that.
But again, though, it's an underdog win. They wouldn't telegraph that.
Yeah.
Gunther would be beating the piss out of him every chance he got.
Right. And again, Ali could still get a win, maybe by DQ. Bless you.
Excuse me.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say Ali. Because there's still that possibility. There's still hope, damn it.
Pete's sake, Stan. You don't.
Ali ain't winning shit, especially in Jeddah.
You both are jumping on me all of a sudden. Rob says Ali ain't winning nothing. Brian, what were you saying?
I said not everybody has to be picked here. This doesn't have to be WrestleMania where everybody has to get a WrestleMania moment.
Everybody gets a trophy.
Stan.
What?
It's Jeddah. Nobody cares.
That's fair.
This is like Tuesday in Texas, but it just keeps happening every year.
It's Groundhog Day. Don't drive
It's
angry.
a paid show. The WWE's like, yes, we're going. The only belt that's changing hands is the one that ain't nobody got yet. Oh, and that mysterious green belt that we only saw once.
The greatest Royal Rumble ever. Kevin Owens and Sammy defending against the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. You think they take the chance and give Roman another belt?
I could see them doing it. I hope they don't, but I could see it.
I mean, they do love themselves some Roman.
Yeah, but aren't we starting something with Sikoa? Isn't he like starting to fall out or something?
Yeah, so Friday, there was a interaction between Solo and Roman and the Usos where Roman turns and bumps into Solo and basically looks like he's scared of Solo. They've set up also the dissension between the Usos and Roman as well, but those are the two pieces that they've laid out. So they've really put a lot of shadow of doubt onto whether or not there's going to be a bloodline victory.
Mm-hmm. And, I'm gonna have to stick with the tag teams.
Okay. KO and Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, I assume you're going the same direction?
Huh? What am I
KO
doing?
and Sammy?
Yes. Because I can never pick Roman. Sorry. I'd pick Bone Nose before it came to Roman.
Wow. All right, then. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think that I think the Usos will somehow screw it up for Roman and Solo. All right.
Especially
Cody,
with all the heat that they've gotten because they created a belt because Roman doesn't want to play all the time.
Oh, and AJ Styles did an interview about that, by the way, saying the title created because Roman already holds the other two. How can it not feel like a secondary title? Ouch.
Actually, a third wheel title.
Right? Here's your WrestleMania consolation prize.
Yeah. And then the guy who gets it, who was supposed to get it, ain't even getting it.
No, they took him out of it. So we might have a one-armed Cody against Brock Lesnar in a grudge match. We joked about it earlier, Brian. You think that's what happens? You think Cody wins with one arm?
Oh yes. Yeah, I mean, how could he not win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're going to do the unthinkable and push this a little bit further into the summer. And it'll probably be as crazy as the last match. Right? Everybody be like, oh, there's no way that Cody Rhodes beat Brock Lesnar with one arm, and then he's going to pull some like crazy shenanigans, roll him up in 30 seconds, and the match will be over.
Cody with the small package win.
Mm-hmm.
Cody with a low blow.
Yeah, or he'll pull a Randy Orton. The cast will have been fake all along. Halfway in the match, the cast gets ripped off, stays in the ring. Cody picks it up, knocks Brock out.
Oh, okay. So, Rob, you're on the Cody train?
Sure, why not? It's like pissing in the wind, but yeah.
I mean, they are kind of setting you up to get another heartbreak.
See, you're not going to pull Cody because you're like, can't sleep, clowns eat. No.
I'm going to start sitting in a rocking chair after this.
Screw me once.
I tend to think that they're gonna somehow have Cody beat him, even though Brock has just whipped his ass every single time they've crossed paths since Backlash. When we get to our main event, it's for the Raw World Heavyweight Championship. Seth freaking Rollins against AJ Styles. I honestly am not sure.
Well, I want it to be AJ Styles, but the way I keep seeing things on the WWE social media page, I think it's going to be Seth freaking Rollins.
So that's your pick as Seth, based off of what you've seen? Okay. Brian, Seth, or AJ?
AJ.
AJ. Okay. Could there be shenanigans afoot where Seth is for some reason not able to compete for the title and somebody else fills in for him?
Roman.
Could they somehow pull the wool over all of our eyes and have Roman win this championship?
If Seth can't do it, they'll do it to Roman, and then Roman will just say, "Oh, look, now I have them all. What are you going to do? Make another title?" And then he'll leave all three of them in the ring.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Well, there is a report going out there that Roman's getting ready to take some time off before SummerSlam, so he will not be at Money in the Bank.
I want them to do another Money in the Bank in the Titan Tower.
That was a lot of fun. I did watch that the other day.
Just don't throw somebody off the roof. It'd be all right.
Best part was with, like, the next night on Raw where they're trying to explain it. Turns out they landed on some crash pads. They're all doing okay. I'm going to say Seth, even though part of me does think they're going to pull shenanigans. It just reeks of what Triple H and Vince will do. Or maybe they'll screw with us all and make it Dom. Dominic Mysterio.
Or maybe that's a no, because it should be 7 and not 8.
7-minute ads. Step into my office. You're fucking fired. Love that movie. Man, that's a lot of wrestling this weekend. Not to mention we got Rampage on Friday. We got Dynamite this week, and Dynamite as far as this week. Let's take a look at the card. It's the Double or Nothing Go Home show. There'll be an interview with FTR. We've got the ROH Tag Team Championship on the line as the Lucha Brothers defend against Claudio and Wheeler Yuta. Yeah, that's going to be badass.
Yeah. I'm thinking the Elite must be getting involved here.
Orange Cassidy defending the International Championship against Kyle Fletcher of Aussie Open, United Empire.
I think that'll be badass.
Yes.
And quite possibly it'll start to set up for Forbidden Door too.
We got Taya Valkyrie facing off against Lady Frost. Lady Frost, formerly of the Virginia area. It's kind of cool. Ricky Starks scheduled for an interview. The Trios Championship on the line as the House of Black defends against Blake Christian, AR Fox, and former WWE superstar Grand Metalik.
I think somebody's headed for self-destruction. House of Black, I think it should win that fairly easily.
And we also have Jericho and Adam Cole signing their contracts for Double or Nothing. By the way, that match is supposed to be an unsanctioned match. I'm kind of over the unsanctioned stipulation. They've had so many of them. Like 3 of Mox's matches have been unsanctioned. 2 of Kenny's have been unsanctioned. Time to find a new stipulation.
So you realize unsanctioned is just another term for no disqualification, right?
Well, and it means that the win or the loss doesn't count on their record either.
Okay. So do wins and losses really count at all?
They're supposed to.
No. You know what I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm pretty sure been in a few meetings. Do wins and losses really matter? Don't give me the goddamn what everybody thinks when they watch TV bullshit.
Oh, you
At
want
the
the
end of
business answer. The business answer is no. They don't matter for shit.
Thank you. So, based off the business answer, it's nothing more than a no DQ match.
Mm-hmm.
And are you that much of a communist wrestling fan now that you can't even enjoy a good old fashioned no DQ match?
Oh, don't you dare call me a communist.
I did call you communist.
I am not.
You are too.
If you don't like no DQ matches, you're communist.
Wow. Is that the same as like if you don't like blood matches, you're a communist?
Now the problem
No, that's because your favorite match is those lights out matches where they wear hoods around the ring and like.
Oh God, not the
Crawling all
blindfold match.
fours.
No.
the problem
worse.
I had some fans somewhere thinking he's a communist now. Listen, I'm
You're-
more of a traditional wrestling fan. I just like to see these two guys get in the ring, shake hands, raft.
It's
I'm
still
getting in
real
all
to me,
these
damn it.
shots and shit. I didn't know I was communist.
My name's Stan Grubb, and I like cage matches with referees that the only way to lose is a pinfall.
Jesus.
Beulah, get in here. This little guy just called me communist because I don't like no DQ matches.
This is getting out of hand. Referees and cage matches. What's wrong with you?
This reminds me of the MacArthur Files.
Oh my God.
Damn it, Bertha, you know J. Edgar Hoover, he didn't like no DQ matches either. He was an old-fashioned American. This guy just called me communist.
That damn Kennedy. He wanted all the no DQ matches.
Here's some bullshit.
Damn.
That's good, clean fun right there.
I should be, as an American, be able to enjoy what I want.
Well, fine.
When I say I don't like the blood or the no DQ match.
Y'all ain't right, man.
No, Stan's favorite thing is all them Extreme Rules pay-per-views that don't have extreme matches in them.
Oh, now you've gone too far. Now you've stepped over the line, sir.
Back in my day, Bertha, we had Bob Backlund, and he was just an Olympic-style wrestler. That's what he did. He wrestled. He didn't put up with no chairs or chains or didn't want no blood. He just
No
wrestled.
closed fist, neither.
That's why I like growing up. I like the wrestling.
You remember they tried to play that gimmick off during the 90s?
What gimmick?
The Bob Backlund doesn't throw
favorite
closed
wrestler is that Hulk Hogan because, you know, he could be a barbed wire match and have it wrapped around his fist and he'd come out with no scratches at all.
Hey, I'm the one that said they should have gone hardcore with Hulk Hogan. Hardcore Hulk Hogan. That'd have been awesome.
And damn it, Bertha, I still take my vitamins because of that man. He ain't do no DQ matches.
Because by God, I'm a real American.
Oh, wait. Ding.
Not the spittoon. Damn. And you know what? The next champ, it's going to be JBL.
No, I can't even joke about that. That's dumb as shit.
Yeah, really, Shane, you just really fucked the mood up.
That's
We were
Tom.
having fun. We were having fun and goofing off, and then Stan had to get all stupid.
Wow. Y'all are just mean.
That's like when everybody's
Purple
drinking and having
ain't
fun, and somebody has to jump off the balcony.
I'm going to need my wrestling safe space now. I feel very threatened.
Because you're a
Man,
communist.
that bro, he goddamn communist now.
Everyone will watch the same wrestling. There will be no more variety matches.
This episode is now called the Stanza Kami episode.
There will only be gray aprons and white ropes.
No, I think that's the communists have color.
And because
like, I don't know, some type of phobic communist.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to our friend co-host Diego and the Let's Find Out podcast. He just had a conversation with a gentleman named Jeremy Frank this past Saturday talking about the Sasquatch Discovery Project. Excuse me.
They can deliver Sasquatch to you?
That's right. It's a special delivery. Here's your Bigfoot.
That takes out the whole allure of finding him.
Podpage.com/Let's Find Out with co-host Diego. You can check out all his episodes. He's all over the place. He apparently dropped us a mention this past week, so I gotta download it and listen to the newest episode.
He damn well better.
Oh, hey, Brian, I got a message for you from former NWA Tag Team Champion saying thank you for the shout-out.
Who?
Mr. Kevin Gales.
I'm my man. This is like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
It's so wild because before I even knew that the two of you knew each other, I was friends with him on Twitter, and when you started talking to me about, you kept mentioning Kevin Gales, and I'm like, wait a minute, that name sounds really damn familiar. And I looked, I was like, oh, holy shit, it's the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
Here I thought I just found something unique, but nope, Brian got to him first.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I mean, I moved up here in 7, 8, 9. So back then, the middle school started at 7. He was one of those guys that we could talk wrestling and not have to worry about hiding it, and the swapping magazines, and there were a couple of us. I think I don't remember Dustin's last name. There was another guy named Dustin, and I mean we didn't hide it. It was cool because different backgrounds, not necessarily the same circle of friends, but we'd be in class and we'd be talking wrestling when we should have been paying attention. We were,
Yep.
There were very few people back then that, even though wrestling was probably more mainstream than what it is now, because you had Hulk Hogan and the Horsemen and Ric Flair and, all of them in their prime and all, but damn, wrestling was still, that one subject you had to watch who you talked about it with.
Yep.
Oh.
Rob, you remember all those times in English class, man, where we would be writing about wrestling instead of paying attention?
Oh, yeah. It's the reason I had to take it in summer school. Because I wasn't talking about Macbeth. Hamlet. I was talking about Randy Savage.
Damn right.
And this weirdo named
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, you always got annoyed when I talk about Shawn Michaels. I remember that.
Well, when you sit there every day in class and you hear,
Hey, Rob, Shawn Michaels is amazing.
like, no, he isn't.
Yes, it is. Take that back.
And turn and I say, no, Boris, they will not take it back. You are coming.
Well, there's a packed weekend of wrestling ahead of us. We got a lot to take in and a lot to talk about for next week. And next week is Memorial Day.
That's it is.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have to do Tuesday.
All right.
We'll have a pay-per-view Sunday night to talk about. So.
Mm-hmm. You gonna watch Night of Champions?
So it sounds like a pretty decent card. So wait, what day is that? Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday.
Hopefully I can catch the replays because I'll be working Saturday night. So, and I'll be working like I won't even get to see the pay-per-view unless it's a replay. So hopefully my old brain will, be able to remember.
Well, that's going to do it for us here. We got our predictions in. We'll go over the results, talk all about it on Tuesday next week.
Well, before we leave, though, you should get Kevin on here.
I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, we'll talk to a goddamn bona fide NWA tag team champion.
Damn right. I'll do that. I will reach out to him this week, and we'll see if we can get that set up. Maybe Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll send him a message. Catch up with Rob on Twitter at Rob Hefner C2C. Catch up with Brian at Vlad Dragul C2C. That's VLAD. DR. Gotta let me spell it first. VLAD DRAGOOL C2C. Vlad Dragul.
Blah, blah, blah.
Still the coolest name on Twitter, I think. And I'm at Stan Grubb. The show is at C2C Radio Show and C2CRadioshow.com. Thanks again for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week.
I will renew the argument of how you don't have C2C on the end of your Twitter handle, and all the rest of us do.
I don't know.
Are you too good for C2C on your Twitter handle?
No, I am not. I will put it on my handle. I'll do it tonight.
Bullshit.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye. And the word from our sponsors.